Hello, my name is Ammon Carson, and I'm going to explain to you my project for CIT 336. My project is called My Family Treasure, where connection means everything. As we get older, our ability to keep up to date with our family becomes more challenging. This is due to different types of barriers that separate us. These barriers include geographical, scheduling conflicts, age gaps, and different stages in life. The internet allows us to destroy these barriers and gives us an opportunity to connect in spite of them. The purpose of my site is to allow families to connect with one another using a type of social media. And so what I've created here is a website that allows a user to, or a group of users to be able to connect by posting comments to a forum. So let me go ahead and show you how this works. I'm going to go ahead and log in here myself. And when I log in, it brings me to my Carson Family Forum. And so this is specific to my family. And as you can see, just to give you a tour of the site, we have our home link here, and our home will always bring us back here to the forum. Creating a new post or logging out are our main buttons here. And then, of course, with each forum post, we have the ability to delete or edit. So as you can see, my family, almost everyone starts with A's except for my parents. They start with M's. And so my family has been able to get on and to add comments. And so each comment is distinct to that user. Now, an interesting thing is each user has specific privileges. So for instance, I'm an administrative user, which means I have the ability to edit my own comments. Let's just say save changes. I have the ability to delete my own comments. And then now that is just, oops. Delete that there. There we go. And I also have the ability to edit or delete other people's comments. So I can go into April's comments and I can edit what she has there. So I can say, "Good job, you are amazing," and save. And so now April has said, "This is awesome, man. Great job. You are amazing." Now, if I were to log in using a different user, I'm going to log in as my brother here. Then, if I was going to say, I'm going to delete Ammon's comment, or to click delete there, an error would appear and said, "Error, please don't delete someone else's comment. You may only delete your own." Or if I tried to edit April's comment and say, then it would say, "Error, please don't edit someone else's comment. You may only edit your own." So those are some of the features of the difference between rights between users. Now, if I were to create a new post, one thing to know is that if I tried to add something blank, I would not be able to, because you cannot submit an empty string. Hello. I can go ahead and add that comment, that post here, or I can edit it. And same thing, if I were to delete this and accidentally hit save, it would show an error for me. So that's kind of an overall tutorial of how the site works. Now you have all the links to anything that you need down here. So to go back home, a new post, log out, my exercises and enhancement page, and my teaching presentation. And the site is very simple, very basic, very user-friendly, very easy to use and to work with. So that's how the project application operates. Step 2 is to talk about how the application meets the project requirements, including an overview of the code written. So let's go ahead and take a look at the code that is written. Okay, so this is my index.php. This is my controller. My controller controls absolutely everything. There's no logic operators or anything outside of my controller to make this work. So we'll actually start with my models. So I require my model, which is my connection to my database right here. And I also require my model to my form processes, which is my functions. So if we head over here into, we're going to make this smaller here. Head into my model. If I connect, go to my connection database, this now connects me to my database. And then if I am going to go to my forum process, and my forum, this is how everything comes to be. Every single function that I call to authenticate the login, to end the login, to get comments associated with the user, to display all comments, add comments, edit comments, delete comments. Every function is here and being called by the controller. And now as we go into my controller, everything is based upon actions. So I've created my action variables here. If there is not an action, I'm going to default to the login page. To validate and authenticate a user, if action equals login, then I'm going to filter everything, go through every logical operator. If there's any errors, there's going to be an error that displays. If not, it's going to get everything about that user. It's going to get their info, ID, it's going to get their username, first name, last name, rights. And then this is how long it will last. And then a session begins. And if not, it'll take you to other places. I return to the forum when the home is clicked. When you click the home button, this will take you back to the forum. And if you click actions or the logout button, then you'll be able to end the session when you log out. So session destroy. Allowing the user to add a comment. If action equals add comment, we're going to once again filter everything. If the comment is null or false, there's an error. If not, go ahead and add the comment using the calling the function there. Allowing the user to edit a comment. If the action is equal to edit, we're going to filter everything. If anything is null or they don't have permissions, here's the rights right here. They don't have those permissions. And as long as their user ID matches the user ID of the comment. If it doesn't happen, there's an error. If it does happen, if it does work, then it will allow you to edit. And then here's the edit save. Once you've re-entered your new comment, everything gets filtered. If it's null or false, you can't. Otherwise, go ahead and submit. And then that finishes that. And then allow the user to delete a comment. If action is equal to delete comment, filter everything, of course. And then if you have rights to delete it, or you're the correct user for it, then it will allow you to do it. And if not, there'll be an error. And so that's how my controller allows this entire application to function. Now you'll notice I do have a few views. And so some of mine are like my edit.php, just a very simple form. My forum.php, so this allows my tables to be there to create a forum. My posting, this is where I'm creating each post. So these are some of my views. And in addition, I have a footer that's permanently in place, a header as well that's in place, and my login.php. This allows me to log into the application. So that's that would be how the application meets project requirements, including an overview of the code written. And so I'm able to log in. I am able to do create, update, delete, edit, read everything in this site. So now, lastly, is how the project fulfills my final project proposal. It does a little more than I expected it to. Let's come back here. So my project proposal, it was simply to have a forum, and there was only going to be, at the time, there's only going to be two types of users, a user and an administrator, and not necessarily anyone specific. Well, I've made it possible to have specific users like Adam, Ammon, April, Amber, and with that, some of these users have administrative privileges and some of them do not. So I've been able to enhance that a little bit. My site has one controller for data processing between all views and models. My site has two models, one for the database connection and one to handle the CRUD processes. I have 6 views. My users are able to create and read comments, as well as delete and update their own, which is an upgrade on my proposal. And my administrators are able to create, read, update, and delete all comments, any and all comments. And so my site will incorporate, I'm going to go ahead and just put this on here. And so these are some of the things how I'm meeting my requirements and meeting the requirements of the project. My site will incorporate PDO statements for database interaction. There's PDO with everything there. My site will validate all user inputs. It's done that. Custom database in my own design construction will be created. And my entity diagram, which is down here, is how my database is created, exactly like this, which I can show in just a minute. My site will validate all user inputs. Custom database, yes, just went through that. As far as my model, all of these files have been created with their proper, exactly as I have outlined here. And so my project meets and exceeds my project proposal. Let's go ahead and close out of that. Let's take a quick look at my database here. And so if we look over here in my database is called AmmonCar_FamilyTreasure. So I have a comments table and users table. So we click on let's go to my users first. If I look at my structure, we have a user ID, first name, last name, email, password, and rights. In my comments table, if I look at my structure, we can see my comma ID, my user ID, which is my foreign key that is attached to my user ID of my users table, first name, and comment. And this is how we can associate each user. And so these databases of my own design and creation, which also matches my entity diagram. I believe this is all that is required for this video, but I hope you found this insightful. I hope this helped you understand the purpose of My Family Treasure, where connection means everything. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a blessed day.